Hello everyone and welcome to game 2 in this clan war series. It is going to be red versus blue once more. The red Zerg from game 1 taking game 1 and playing once more, and he will be playing up against a blue Terran. So this is going to be Terran versus Zerg here on dual site. And if there's any Korean players or any people who can read Korean who can let me know who these teams are, I would definitely upgrade or update the descriptions of these videos, as I'm going to have a lot of these videos, but I won't be able to reference their names. Now, once again, I apologize for the sound quality of my voice. This is going to be away from home, and I have a lot of sound equipment to make sure that I sound better. This is all from my laptop, off of a little bit less expensive microphone, but then again, it is traveling on the road, and I don't want to carry around 30 pounds of sound equipment. We see the blue Terran player opening up with a supply depot, a 10 supply depot at his front door. Most likely will follow it up with a barracks. No, going for gas first, so we may see a factory reactor opening here in order to try to open up with dual Hellions. Meanwhile, taking a look at the red Zerg player hasn't tipped his hand. At least he hasn't tipped his hand to me what he's going to be doing. He could be going for a hatchery, I believe. Hatchery first on dual site. A little bit of a gamble, as your opponent knows exactly where you are, but I'm sure he has practiced against a double react or a reactor Hellion opening in order to make sure that he doesn't lose too many drones. The barracks is now being placed down. It doesn't look like there's room for a reactor as of yet. As soon as this barracks is done, he should have 100 gas in order to build a factory. Wow, one very I guess doodad of a critter opting to go up that ramp. Something that often annoyed Warcraft 3 players was that critters could end up inside your base, and then you'd have to kill the critter in order to build a building. That was rather annoying. As you now see an SCV parking around on the inside, taking a look, sees the spawning pool, sees the extractor, and also I believe saw that hatchery as well. So there's going to be a hatchery first opening, followed by an extractor pool, and that means we should have some metabolic boosted lings. SCV still wandering around on the inside. We are going into that factory now. Where is that reactor? Is a reactor being placed down? It looks like it will be placed down here in just a moment. There you go, getting that reactor now. The reactor does take 50 seconds to build. The factory, I believe, 60. So a little bit of a delay there, but then the factory needs to lift off. Same thing with that barracks, and then they can swap and then be able to open up with a little bit of that pressure. Now, behind this, the Terran player most likely will be able to get a command center, and he's still harvesting gas, so we'll see if he transitions into Banshees or if he tries to transition into a command center and turn this into a much longer macro game. Harvester count, 20 drones, 18 SCVs, so pretty even at this stage. But we should be seeing drones being transferred to this set of mineral patches, meaning less diminishing returns based upon the mining. We do see a starport now being added, so this may either be a cover fire drop where the Hellions are on the low ground, and then Hellions are on the low ground with the Marines on the high ground, but the Marine production has slowed down just a little bit, and I like this front door wall here. It allows the Hellions to make their way out without having, while still having your supply depot completely wall off, just in case there are any Zergling run-bys. One Overlord, though, is going to spot those Hellions, and we should be seeing some spying crawlers here. One Queen, and now some Zerglings going to try to perhaps trap those Hellions, catch them like a net, and then allow the spine crawler to deal that damage. As now the Queen chasing after those Hellions, the Hellions going along the far side, may get off one kill, yes, one drone kill already, and now getting some easy damage onto that Queen as well. But the Queen does have a range of 3 compared to the range of 5 on a Hellion. So the range of 5 on a Hellion means that usually the Queen can get within combat range, but now trying to get into the easy damage there. Is it going to be able to get any splash damage perhaps onto some drones? That Queen already dangerously low on hit points. That Queen cannot get taken down. It's like losing a hatchery at this stage in terms of your larva count, and he cannot afford to lose it. But the Hellions may get caught by those Zerglings now trying to run away. One Hellion gets taken down, another Hellion low on hit points, but the Zerglings decide to back off. 5 Hellions now still being added to this group as roaches are now being added, and now we are going into those banshees. So banshees without queen or without cloak will be coming in the future. Another, I thought I saw a Hellion getting taken down there, and now what is this? One more Hellion being added to this group. Still more Hellions being trained. We are currently supply block 50 over 51. So only SCVs can be added, and we are now starting that cloak, and it looks like it's going to be double banshees, as the Hellions are simply able to drive up into the main base. This is going to be huge. The roaches are now finally being trained, but the Hellions may get a lot more drone kills here, and without setting up the proper defense, a lot of these drones will get taken down. The worker kill count already up to 17, as these Hellions are just going to town on this Zerg base here. More and more drones just getting taken out here, and this is just really, really sad news, as the Hellions have dealt their damage. And taking a look at the losses, 1275 versus 700, but many of those were worker kills. 27 SCVs versus 22 drones, still not too far behind, but the pressure will be followed up with double banshees. And double banshees are going to deal a lot of damage. Spore crawlers are looking to come in as well, perhaps to fight back and also reveal those banshees, but those banshees can hug and then dart around. It looks like and the queen may get taken down, as well as the drones are going to get taken down one at a time. There is a queen over here. That queen now trying to back off. Some damage is being dealt. That queen, dangerously low on hit points. It does get taken down, so the larva count is now going to get hurt even further. Drones now getting taken down. The spore crawler able to push back the rest of those banshees, as now we see two banshees still continuing this pressure here. The queen finally cloak. Is it going to be able to take down another queen? Yes, a second queen now taken down, and now even with two spore crawlers, these banshees with some very fancy flying able to continue their pressure and deal even more damage. The spore crawler now uprooted itself, trying to get in position. The banshee pilots just said, you know what, I can fly faster than you can walk over here. It does take time for you to reroute, and are the banshees going to be able to finish off that spore crawler in time? It looks like it is not going to be able to finish it off in time, but now backing off and now getting out of range once more, taking down another drone there, and perhaps going to take down a very, very key tech building in this roach warren. A queen now back in play. Down over here, it looked like something was quickly canceled. Wasn't keeping track of that, my apologies, as we now see a command center being built over here and an orbital command being upgraded here. Banshees still being added to this group. Zerglings now making their way in, as we are now going into 4 banshees. So 4 banshees now coming in. It looks like the spine crawler may get taken out. The spine crawler down to 21 hit points. One more hit of those backlash rockets would have taken it out, but at this stage in the game, the banshees have dealt their damage already. Now the banshee is looking to perhaps snipe down a queen. The queen taking a lot of damage. Will it get taken out? No! Natural regeneration for the win. One of those banshees finally gets taken out. A second queen taken out, though, as now both sides trying to engage, and these banshees just dealing so much damage. And the banshee pilots have to be very careful. Very, very careful, as yes, I am traveling with my daughter. Have to be very careful. Perhaps return back home. This banshee pilot apparently didn't get the orders. Finally got the orders to return home. Most likely will be repaired and then do a push with Hellions and banshees, and perhaps even some siege tanks. No, going into Thors. So this is a very, very heavy build, somehow able to get this many banshees. Hellions now trying to engage, and with 5-6 Hellions able to push on that front door. 2 spine crawlers enough to push back, though. Zerglings look to push back in, and the transition to Thor is an absolutely perfect one, as those mutalisks are going to be coming in to try to counter those banshees, but the banshees are going to be protected by a Thor or 2. SCVs should come off the mineral line to repair. There is already one SCV not on auto repair, just will be manually repairing all of these banshees, getting them back up. 15 food worth, or just, yeah, very, very expensive fleet of units in the air. I love my daughter. And banshees just getting repaired here, as there's going to be one Thor to try to protect them from getting shot down out of the sky. The Hellions once again continuing this pressure. We're at 89 food versus 57 food as the Hellions about to push in on the left side. Is it going to be enough? Are they going to be able to really deal damage? Is the key question, as the Hellions now deciding to back off and perhaps keep close to this Xel'Naga tower over here. Level 1 weapons upgrade for the Thors and for those Hellions. The Hellions do not have blue flame tech, as the Mutalisks are trying to chase after these Hellions. Hellions now is holding on or just trying to position themselves to stop and keep track of any expansions on the map. The Mutalisks looking to perhaps hit a couple of these mineral lines, and with a Thor off over here in the main base as well, I don't think that any true damage will be dealt. The Banshees need to be repaired. SCVs now going to repair off the rest of those units here, as the Mutalisks now coming in, flying straight into a Thor, and that was not where those Mutalisks wanted to be. Level or blue flame tech now being researched as well. Those Hellions will be able to one-shot some of those drones, as we are now seeing the Zerg getting back into it, getting up their third base. Harvester count 45 drones versus 48 SCVs. One Overlord currently going to get shot out of the sky there. We can see four Thors in this group. There are Hellions, there are also Banshees in this group, so Roaches are going to have a difficult time, Zerglings are going to have a difficult time, and Mutalisks are going to have a difficult time attacking this group of units. Bring along some SCVs, and that would pretty much seal the deal, as the Mutalisks run straight into a group of Thors there. The Thors getting off, I believe, 1 or 2 attacks. Some of the Mutalisks able to back off those. The Hellions need to be very careful, but another round of those Javelin missiles in the back of those Mutalisks there. Missile turrets are being added. There is a bunker and a Thor here. Scanner sweep does reveal those Mutalisks, but the Thor is going to catch them out of position and not magic box once more, as the Hellions now simply charging up along the side over here. You can see the blue flame has completed, quickly taking down one of those larvae. No, the larva was not taken down, and I believe this hatchery will fall just as it was completed. Larva or those broodlings not able to do very much at all. Command center over here, SCVs now being transferred 3 bases compared to 2 for a Zerg. That is never a situation you want to be in. Double missile turrets established over here at this base as well, so Mutalisks are not going to be able to push in. Only chance would be Roaches, but the Roaches would be revealed at the center of the map by this one Xel'Naga tower. Orbital Command still training up more SCVs, as the Roaches are now going to be just pushing forward and now finishing off and taking control of this Xel'Naga tower, attempting to put pressure on this third base. The third base may fall here, but there are 2 missile turrets. Hellions now trying to come in, and now Banshees finally showing up. Banshees are cloaking, and oh, a nice round of attack there, adding in a point defense drone, making sure that those Banshees are safe. Those Roaches trying to scamper away, but taking a lot of damage still, as those Banshees getting in even more damage still, and now finishing off an additional Roach there. Zerglings and no Roaches now pushing in from the south side. It looks like there is going to be 1 Thor and only 1 Thor in to counter this group. Roaches pushing their way in straight after those SCVs. Where are those SCVs going? The SCVs are going to try to run into this group over here, and Roaches now pushing into the main base as well. Roaches engaging down over here. This base may fall. The orbital command is in the air now, and now 1 Thor unable to attack the swarm, as both sides are now engaging. It looks like all of those units are going to be out of position. Oh, a Raven may get taken down by a Spore Crawler. A horrible loss there. Roaches are going up against these Thors. The Thors are upgraded 1-0, as the Banshees should be able to finish off the space. It is going to turn into a base race. There are a couple SCVs in this group here, as the SCVs are on auto repair. Is it going to be able to finish off this Thor? It looks like this Thor will get taken down. Simply too many units, but now in comes a Banshee as well. Banshees continuing to push off over here. Is it going to be able to finish off this Spore Crawler? The Spore Crawler now going to get taken down. The Thor is going to make short work of that Spore Crawler there, as the Roaches continuing their pressure still. SCV trying to repair this orbital command. Is it going to be able to save it, as the supply depots and perhaps even that missile turret will get taken down? Units now all retreating back home, trying to make sure to save their base just in case the game does go long. but the red Zerg player does give the GG. So the blue Terran player will be in Game 3 in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm not going to be a negligent father. I'm going to go take care of my daughter.